I just got to ask though, as a absolute ridiculous Robert E. Howard fan, do you remember which was the first book that you bought?
I do, actually. It was, if I recall correctly, it was the Carl Edward Wagner paperback from the 70s, the one with
Oh wow.
the Ken Kelly cover art.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was one of the first, I was lucky. My first exposure to Robert E. Howard was not a pastiche. It was actually the version of his own words, edited back to true form by Wagner. And it was a baptism by fire, which I've never forgot. I head over heels, burned through the entire collection that night, and then bought every single Conan paperback and Clonan paperback. If you ever wonder how there was an entire cottage industry of bad Conan pastiches, teenagers like me, that is why. You're welcome. Or not welcome, depending.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like lightning in a dry prairie. It started a fire that never got put out. I love that book to this day and have been happily making my way through his entire body of work, which has been... We all love Conan. We all love Solomon Kane, but everything from his westerns to his poetry never gets nearly enough credit. The man was just so incredibly prolific and profound, even at a young age. The seminal tragedy of American fantasy is that he only lived to 30.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I totally agree. There was they had redone the early 2000s. They had Dark Horse had redone The Frost Giant's Daughter, and then that was like their first graphic novel. Then they went and reprinted with new art, but it was like all of the original stories, and it was like some of the best art. So for me, that was like my first exposure, other than like Arnold's movies and stuff. But it was just so interesting to go about that process, and I was like, I want to illustrate. Like that's just what I want to do, and it was because of Conan. And DC had some good stuff, but like Dark Horse, Valiant, Devil's Due, publishing were coming out and stuff. But like for me, it was really about like the Conan comics and stories, and I loved them. And then 2 years later, I was done with community college. And I was like, I'm going to teach. And then I went to Michigan State, and they had this little bookstore across from main campus. And you just go right across the street on your lunch, right? Curious Bookshop. And they have, now they don't because I bought them all. I'm sure they restocked some. They had all Conan the Barbarian paperbacks. And after I got that first one, man, my mom's like, what do you want for your birthday or whatever, or like a surprise? I was like, I want a gift card to this bookshop, because that was just like it for me. I was finishing up my history degree and then doing like teaching and stuff. And I was like, man, if they can make history this exciting and this interesting, I was like, every kid would want to study it. So thank you so much, Robert E. Howard. But yeah, I get the lightning in the bottle, so to speak, like that for us. Definitely like that for me. So that's super cool. Anytime it's been a big Robert E. Howard year for me. Like it's crazy. Like season 5, so many people, R.A. Salvatore, it's just like all of us for some reason are coming on here. So I think that just shows, right? Like, really like the, overarching nature of stories like that. So I think that's super cool.
He's definitely been having a resurgence and a renaissance, deservedly so. I mean, we're coming on it close to a century after his debut.
Yep.
Of course, with the sword and sorcery genre having its own rise in popularity again.
Yep.
We can't not bring our patron saint. But no, watching all of these authors gush over him, reporters and bloggers making their journeys through his back catalog, there is no wrong way to Robert E. Howard, which I love. And just this past weekend, I was actually at GalaxyCon Richmond on a panel with Barry Hama and Christopher Priest.
Oh, wow.
Who comic book legends who gush over sword and sorcery as much as every other fanboy. I mean, they worked for Marvel back in the heyday on that comic, and let me tell you, there's nothing more wild than hearing Larry Hama, whose own life reads like an action-adventure novel, God G.I. Joe, talking about Robert E. Howard with the same level of love and passion generations of authors and fans alike have. All roads lead through Robert E. Howard.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.